Hello and welcome to Idea TV News Update. I am Chinatu Oji. We begin with the headlines. MTC Namibia launches 5G, makes history as first operator in the country. Nigeria cracks down on 1,369 organizations over data privacy violations. TINUBU meets LULA, seeks stronger Nigeria-Brazil ties. ASUU insists on release of withheld salaries, threatens strike. Away from Africa, 5 journalists among 20 killed in Israeli strike on Gaza hospital. In health, most blood tonic advert claims misleading, says HARMATOLOGISTS. In business, AFRES moves to curb illicit investment in African real estate. Now in sports, 2 Nigerian swimmers awarded World AQUATICS scholarships. Now the news in full. MTC Namibia has officially launched its 5G network, becoming the first telecom operator in the country to roll out next-generation mobile technology. The service is currently live in Ongwediva, Swankopmund, Wildvis Bay, and the capital city, Windhoek, and plans underway for a broader rollout in the coming months. According to the company, the introduction of 5G represents a major leap forward in Namibia's digital transformation journey, promising faster connectivity, improved reliability, and greater support for innovation across the country. MTC emphasized that the technology will be crucial in advancing enterprise solutions, Internet of Things, IoT, cloud computing, payment, and cybersecurity, reaffirming its commitment to nationwide access. MTC said it is determined to make world-class technology available to all Namibians. The company highlighted that 5G will not only enhance business efficiency, but also drive economic growth, digital inclusion, and innovation at scale across the country. Moving on, Nigeria's Data Protection Commission has launched its biggest enforcement action yet, investigating over 1,300 organizations for alleged breaches of the Nigeria Data Protection Act of 2023. The crackdown covers some of the country's most sensitive sectors, including 795 financial institutions, 392 insurance brokers, 35 insurance companies, 10 pensions firms, and 136 gaming operators. The head of Legal Enforcement and Regulations at the Commission, Babatunde Bamigboye, said the affected companies have been given 21 days to prove compliance. They must provide evidence such as their 2024 compliance audit returns, appointment of a data protection officer, and details of their security measures. The Commission warns that organizations that fail to comply risk facing hefty fines, enforcement orders, or even criminal prosecution. Just recently, the NDPC imposed a record 766 million fine on MultiChoice Nigeria for data breaches, the largest penalty so far. Experts, however, say this marks a turning point in Nigeria's digital economy, showing that the Commission is moving from awareness campaigns to strict enforcement in order to safeguard citizens' privacy rights and build trust in the system. Away from that, President Bola TINUBU arrived in Brasilia, Brazil today for talks with his counterpart Luis Inácio Lula da Silva, as both leaders move to renew diplomatic and economic cooperation between Nigeria and the South American nation. The meeting, held shortly after TINUBU's arrival from Los Angeles, was described as a renewal of the historic relationship between the two countries. In a statement shared on his official X handle, President TINUBU said the discussions focused on deepening collaboration in agriculture, energy, trade, and culture. He stressed that stronger bilateral ties would help build a future of shared prosperity across the Atlantic, while positioning Nigeria and Brazil as key partners in global development. The Nigerian leader was received at the Brasilia Air Base by senior Brazilian officials and later welcomed by members of his delegation, including Foreign Affairs Ministers of States Bianca Ojukwu and private sector representatives. His visit features an official welcoming ceremony at the Planalto Palace, bilateral talks, and the signing of agreements aimed at strengthening cooperation between the nations. Moving on, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU Abuja Zone, has called on the federal government to release 3.5 months of withheld salaries and implement the 2009 agreement to avert a potential strike. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja today, Zonal Coordinator Professor Al-Amin Abdullahi warned that the continued neglect of the education sector endangers Nigeria's future. The union demanded the payment of promotion arrears, third-party deductions, 1 year's arrears of a 25-35% salary award, and adoption of UTAS as a payment platform for university workers. Abdullahi said poor funding has left Nigerian universities with overcrowded classrooms, dilapidated laboratories, and uninhabitable hostels, contributing to the decline in global rankings. While noting the dialogue has prevented major strikes in the last 2 years, ASUU insisted that the government must prioritize education by meeting its obligations, including the revitalization of public universities and renegotiation of the 2009 FGN ASUU agreement. The union warned that without urgent intervention, the university system cannot drive innovation, research, or sustainable national development. Let's now go on a short break. The news continues when we return. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Idea TV News Update. Now, the rest of the stories. Away from Africa, at least 20 people, including 5 journalists, have been killed in Israeli airstrikes at the Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis, southern Gaza, according to local officials. Reports say the victims included journalists working with international outlets such as Reuters, Associated Press, Al Jazeera, and Middle East Eye. Witnesses said the first strike hit the hospital building while a second followed shortly after striking as rescuers and reporters rushed to the scene. Among the dead are Reuters cameraman Hussam Al-Masri, Associated Press freelancer Mariam Daga, Al Jazeera's Mohammed Salam, and other journalists Muaz Abu Taha and Ahmad Abu Aziz. Footage verified by news agencies showed the moment of the strike with emergency workers and media teams gathered on a hospital staircase before being hit. The attack will also cause panic inside the overcrowded medical complex where patients were being treated in corridors. The Israeli military confirmed it carried out a strike in the area but said it does not target journalists and had ordered an initial inquiry. The Foreign Press Association has called for an immediate explanation, describing the incident as one of the deadliest attacks on journalists since the Gaza war began. The Committee to Protect Journalists says more than 190 reporters have been killed in the 22 months of conflict. And now in health experts are warning Nigerians to be cautious about the rising claims made in advertisement for so-called blood tonics. Leading hematologists from the University of Lagos describe the term as alien to scientific medicine and insists that most of these products are marketed with misinformation to lure unsuspecting consumers. They argue that tiredness or fatigue should first be properly investigated by a doctor rather than self-medicated with supplements that the body may not even need. According to the specialists, iron deficiency remains the most common cause of anemia globally, but that does not mean every case of fatigue is linked to blood shortage. Factors such as infections, kidney disease, diabetes, or even simple overwork can also trigger tiredness. They caution that indiscriminate intake of supplements, particularly those high in iron, could cause harmful side effects including organ damage and accelerated aging. Professor Sulaiman Akanu, a hematologist at Lagos University Teaching Hospital, and Professor Edamison Temiye, a pediatric hematologist and oncologist, stressed that there is no such description as blood tonic in modern medicine. They advised Nigerians to shun misleading adverts and seek medical evaluation for symptoms like tiredness, noting that proper treatment requires identifying and addressing the underlying cause of anemia rather than resorting to unverified remedies. And now in business. The African Real Estate Society AFRES has launched fresh efforts to curb illicit financial flows in property development across sub-Saharan Africa. Speaking at a press briefing ahead of its 24th annual conference in Nigeria, AFRES President Adekunle Awolaja warned that criminal elements are exploiting the real estate sector to launder illicit funds posing. Awolaja disclosed that the upcoming conference theme, Shaping the Future of the African Real Estate Market, Exploring Opportunities, will bring together stakeholders from 23 countries, including policymakers, financiers, developers, and academics. The executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, is expected to deliver a keynote on tackling illicit fund flows in the property sector. The organizers said the conference would also explore opportunities in demographics, urbanization, infrastructure spending, and property technology. Beyond knowledge sharing, the event is expected to generate over $5 million in foreign direct investment while boosting local spending through tourism, transport, and new business contracts. And now in sport, two of Nigeria's promising swimmers, Clinton Opute from Delta State and Collins Ebinga from Bayelsa, have been awarded international training scholarships by World Aquatics, the global governing body for swimming. The scholarships are part of the Federation's Elite Development Program aimed at preparing young athletes for major international competitions, including the Olympic Games. According to program details, Ebinga's scholarship will run from September 1st, 2025 to August 31st, 2026, while Opute's training grants will extend until June 30th, 2028. The athletes will train at world-class facilities in France and Hungary, with the initiative designed to boost their performance and readiness for global tournaments. Sports analysts say the awards highlight Nigeria's growing presence in international swimming and underscore the government's renewed commitment to nurturing homegrown talents. The selection follows impressive performances at the 2024 National Sports Festival in Abeokuta, where both athletes, alongside Abdul Jabbar Adama of Ogun State, emerged as standout competitors. And that's all we have for your Nigeria TV News update. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. MTC Namibia launches 5G, makes history as first operator in the country. Nigeria cracks down on 1,369 organizations over data privacy violations. TINUBU meets LULA, seeks stronger Nigeria-Brazil ties. ASUU insists on release of withheld salaries, threatens strike away from Africa. 5 journalists among 20 killed in Israeli strike on Gaza hospital. And in health, most blood tonic ADVERT claims misleading, says HARMATOLOGISTS. And in business, AFRES moves to curb illicit investment in African real estate. In sports, 2 Nigerian swimmers awarded World Aquatics Scholarship. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Chinatu Oji. Thank you for watching.